to the cloud. Talk to me, Cleveland. This is Kevin Chillhurd. Welcome to Chill Talk. I am your host, Kevin Chillhurd. And of course, we have getting her eat on, the super producer, Felicia Haney. What's going on, Haney?
Everything. Tired.
Hey, man, I've seen you in photos. You've been all around the world and I. What's going on?
Yes, that's why I'm tired. Came back. I've been traveling for almost a week. So a little DMV tour. Went to Baltimore, DC, then Southern Virginia, to Norfolk and Virginia Beach. Then I came back up, went to DC, went back to Baltimore, then back to DC again, and then home.
All right. Real quick, I want to say what's up to Serge watching. My brother Adam Morgan. Adam must have heard that we giving away stuff for the free today. Adam showed up. E-Hawk in the building. The crew. What was the name of our? Hey, we had a crew. When we was our roommates back on Walden. Our crew had like a name. I think we were the Firm. Let me know that. Anyway, what's going on, everybody?
The Firm or the Fern?
Firm. Not like a plant, not like a fern.
Like Jay-Z and Nas? I mean, like Nas and AZ?
I think, okay, E, tell me what was the name of the joint. E, hit me up. Let me know what was the name of our crew. Adam, if you remember, let me know. Let me know what it was. Real quick, over the weekend, Felicia, I don't know if you got a chance to see any of it. Rhonda Crowder, our sister Rhonda Crowder, Rhonda and I were the moderators for a mayoral campaign debate between.
Yes, I knew about it, but I didn't get a chance to see it. I know that it was on Saturday.
Right. Between the two remaining candidates, Justin Bibb and Kevin Kelly, at the African American Museum in Cleveland. And the debate, the atmosphere was interesting. Yeah, Adam said it was the Firm. Okay, we were the Firm. Shelly Shockley, Team Shockley in the building. Yeah, but we were the moderators and it was interesting.
So what does that mean? Because interesting is a very interesting word.
Hey, let me tell you, people was hollering at us from the sidelines.
Hollering what? Obscenity?
No, they read because we're asking questions, and we're asking questions that we didn't write. But we're reading the questions as they were given to us, and maybe at some point we kind of shortened some of the questions that might have been a little repetitive, redundant, and then we're getting shots from the sideline saying, "Read the questions exactly how we wrote them." and then as we do that, and then we got people yelling in the audience, "That question's too long." So it was an all participation. It was an all participation debate. So yeah, it was interesting. I think the highlight, I don't even remember the sister Donna, the sister that's repping the Republicans, and she was speaking on behalf of Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, Beautiful Blue.
Yes. This sister, while speaking for Kevin Kelly, she pulls out a grocery bag with a box of Lucky Charms. And I'm like, is she about to say, dude, it's magically delicious? What the hell is that? So she says, "Brother, I love you." She looks at Justin Bibb and says, "But he's like this box of Lucky Charms because he just magically appeared out of nowhere."
And she had to bring a box of Lucky Charms.
She had a box of Lucky to bring that. But hold on. Brother man, quick. When he, a couple other people spoke, and when he got his turn, he said, "And for that sister that broke out with the box of Lucky Charms, First of all, I have you know that's one of my favorite cereals. It's delicious. But you hold on to that box, and when I become mayor, I'll sign it for you. I was like, okay, bruh. So yeah, it was an interesting event, needless to say. But we had fun. Rhonda and I had fun serving as moderators, and it was good to see both of the mayoral candidates talk to the people. So it was slick. Kim Hargrove in the building. What's going on, Kim? Felicia, I don't know if you have stuff for the free today. Do you have some free stuff?
I ain't got no free nothing. I'm trying to get some free sleep.
All right. Well, we got mad tickets. We got mad tickets to give away. And this is for the November. Now you got to be in Cleveland. This is the greater Cleveland area, or you coming to Cleveland. This is for the Motor City Magic Oldies Review. You know what it is. We've been doing this junk now. This is number 10. So
Wow.
right. So we've been doing this for a while, and everybody knows the show is fantastic. Everybody has a good time. So this is going to be November 6th at the Civic on Mayfield. We have free tickets. Most of the time, most of the people that have been on the stage, I'm the host of the show. Delvis has been MC, Tracy Potts has been, Miss Travion Love has been MC, Dominique Paramore has been MC. Man, and the show is phenomenal. Brothers remember Rick Robinson from New York, Todd East, who did the Stevie Wonder joint, our girls, the Rare Jewels. They'll be back on the show. So we got to, Felicia, let me know how you think we want to give these Motor City Magic Oldies Review 10.
You giving away 10 tickets?
No, this is Oldies Review number 10.
Oh, number 10.
But we got mad tickets. I got mad tickets. Say what?
Are you giving away pairs?
We can give away pairs.
Mm.
We can start off giving away 5 pairs. So that's 10 tickets altogether. Kim said she has some friends in Ohio.
I was just in the Motor City a couple weeks ago.
She said she can gift. Hey, we did the show. I hosted and emceed when we did the Average White Band show, and the Men of Motown were in that show. And while I was introducing them, I was like, do y'all remember the Temptations? Do you know the Four Tops? And they were yelling at me in the audience saying, do you know where the hell you are? I'm like, okay, we in Motown, we in Detroit, but don't get hostile with me. Relax. But yeah,
we're recognized.
Right. They like, dude, do you know where you at? You are in Motown. So yes, we will be giving away 5 pair of tickets to the November 6th, 2021 Motor City Magic Oldies Review number 10. And if we up to number 10, then it's a good show, because you don't get to 10 shows and the shows are whack. So big ups to Brother Daryl and everybody involved. I always have a blast. We're dancing, celebrating. It's good food, good vendors, good stuff to buy, and great music. Everybody loves Motown, the Motown sound. So be there. But we have tickets, and you know what it's gonna cost. How much it's gonna cost them, super producer?
Man, this is always a good show. So, I mean, you probably what they should be paying, or what will they pay for ChillTalk?
What will they pay to get these free tickets? Oh, excuse me. What will they pay to get these tickets on ChillTalk? How much will it cost?
For the free.
So start figuring out who wants to win these tickets. And as some people said, they have look at Johnny Dent talking about what you eating. Why Johnny Dent? Why Johnny did all like that?
You know, I be on the run a lot, so sometimes I don't get a chance to eat dinner before the show. So I was trying to hurry up and eat this food before the guests came on. I think I'm in a good place to stop. Sorry, y'all. I was kind of going in. I was chowing down. I was trying to get the food finished before the guests came on.
Okay, the guests are in. You want me to let them in?
I have to give a shout out. Let me give a shout out real quick to New Vegan Cafe, spelled N-U. New Vegan Cafe in DC. I went there yesterday. All vegan restaurant. Super good, super duper good. So if you ever in the area, I believe they have one in Richmond, VA as well. But check them out. They're in Richmond, VA. They're in Maryland, near University of Maryland, and then they have one in DC. But super good food. So check them out. Just wanted to give a shout out because the food was fire. So I was trying to get my little greens, and you know when you out of town, you kind of eating like you don't need to be eating. So I got greens and cabbage and trying to get my leafy greens up. So I was eating a little bit of that and some eggplant, some vegan eggplant parmesan.
Nice.
But I'll take a swig of this ginger beer and then I'm ready.
All right. So start thinking of how we want to give away these pair of tickets, 5 pair of tickets. And we're going to go ahead and I know you keep trying to tell me, Felicia.
I made that up a long time ago.
Let the guest in.
Brother.
I'm working on it.
I see.
All right. What's going on? Let's get some volume. Got it. Greg, go off mute. You guys are on mute.
Hey guys.
There you go.
Yeah, there now, which one of you is Kelsey and which one is Kenley?
Oh God. Kenley, Kelsey.
Right.
Blake.
Right.
I see. I'm talking about their names at the bottom of y'all screen.
Right.
Oh, is it?
Right
Oh God. I knew
So
they did it.
She didn't even see that. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna let Felicia go ahead and introduce you. Although this brother over here, man, I've known this brother for a long time.
Over 40 years.
I ain't asked you to say all of that, but but no, definitely we go back. So Felicia, but go ahead and officially let us know what we have going on for the show today.
So this couple, very near and dear to my heart. Yes, Wendy did go to Cleveland Heights. Let me.
I already knew that. I already knew there was a Cleveland Heights thing, Felicia. I knew, because I know where Greg is from.
Exactly.
But I knew that it was a Cleveland Heights connection because that's how Felicia gets down.
Hey, you know that's. I can't help it. You know we do big things, but I have been knowing Wendy most of my life because my neighbors across the street from me, she's related to them. And like I said, she's also part of the Cleveland Heights family and my extended family. So I've been knowing her forever. And more than a few, quite some time back. And I'll let you talk a little bit more about this part, Wendy, and give details and how you came to need a kidney.
Okay.
I'll let you tell that story. And then she had a kidney transplant, went well. A family member donated the kidney. And then fast forward to recent times, she was in need of a kidney again. Come to find out, her husband ended up being a match.
My man.
So how lovely is that? But I mean, that is like, a great story that I've kind of just summed up in a little bit. So I do want to go into detail, let them tell their story. And there's so much more to them than just this. So Wendy is an educator. She works in the Shaker School District. And Greg is a man of many hats and talents.
Greg is a renaissance. Greg is a Renaissance man
man, right? Somebody asked
of
me
the
today,
highest degree.
somebody asked me today who we were having on the show, and I said you guys on. They like, oh, Greg, that was they named off like 5 things. I'm like, no, Greg that do the cars. Yeah, they knew exactly. So I'm like, yeah, Greg does. He's got too many hats. But I do wanna have you guys jump in and
Sure.
tell us your story specifically. And I just thought this was like outside of just personally knowing you guys, I just thought this was like a really, really great story and how we need to talk about things like this more in our community. So that's why I decided to invite you guys on,
Thank
have
you.
you tell your story, and maybe this can help some other folks.
Okay.
All right,
So,
talk to us.
Okay, so I'll take it from the top. So the cause of my kidney failure is a real, huge name, but it took a few years to really determine what happened. So when I was in college, I had probably the average sinus infection, chest cold that, a college kid would probably get just walking around on campus, not wearing a coat. I was student teaching at the time. All the kids were sick.
And where did you go to school?
Bowling Green. Bowling Green.
Okay. As you can see, I am repping my HBCU shirt.
It.
I am fresh off of homecoming for Norfolk State, but I digress.
Okay. So I all fingers lead to this one drug, and it was given to me as a decongestant, and later found out that it caused kidney damage. And, so a few years after determining, I came home from school and my mother is a nurse, and I told her, I said, I'm exhausted to the point of exhaustion that I've never felt. Like something is going on, something is not right, something is definitely going on, other than I'm just tired from, running and, being an at-home college student. So she's like, all right, well, we're going to tackle this immediately. So being the nurse that she is, went and got blood work, and they definitely found out, okay, something's abnormal with your kidney function. So, they start their rounds of everything that they can figure out. Every test known to man. And they're like, you have nothing that would lead us to this kidney failure other than now we're going to go through whatever you've ingested over, these last few years. And then, that's what they came up with. And it was probably a freak thing. It has been since taken off the market for causing kidney damage. And so that's where I was, 22 years ago. So my cousin Clifford got tested, and he was a really good match, and he gave me a kidney 22 years ago. And like you said, fast forward to now, that's a long time. We long time. I've had 3 beautiful, healthy babies. And, once they do my normal blood work, they could just tell that this is, we know what the trends are with blood work. So we kind of know where this is going. We need to be proactive with this. We need to get you listed. And, any of your living donors that want to come in here and get tested, that's where we kind of need to start. And I was actually, it got to the point where I was like, I want to be a little more proactive because I was starting to feel, not good. I was already on my almost second year of doing home dialysis, which nobody would know because I still worked, still looked good, but I was feeling the effects of that. And I thought, well, it's time to, broaden my horizons and get listed other places because, the wait for African-American donors is, if you're waiting for a cadaver, if you're waiting on a list is pretty long. And so I went to Michigan and I got listed there. And then we went to Pittsburgh and got listed there. So we were actually at the educational meeting in Pittsburgh. Oh, and I also got listed at Ohio State. And, we were reading over the information that they had there, and, Cleveland Clinic wasn't a fit for us right then. And so, when we read over the list of qualifications for a donor, Greg was like, I fit all of these qualifications, unlike, some of the ones that the clinic had. And so, the doctor came in, he talked to us, and Greg said, hey, I think that I could, be a donor for my wife. And then it just, started from there. They did the rigorous testing. And, he is on blood pressure medicine. And that was one of the things that, wasn't favorable for Cleveland Clinic, but they had a very sound reason in Pittsburgh for accepting him. And they're the pioneers in transplantation. They have, put a lot of the Cleveland Clinic doctors have gone through their program and are now, clinic doctors. And they did his 3-day testing, and they were like, you are in, perfect health. You are monitored well by Dr. Fred Harris, a little shout out, on your blood pressure medicine. And, we kind of know where this is going to go. If he were 20 or 30 years old, they said, we don't really know the end of this road or the end of this book. Like, somebody's blood pressure could go to the left really quickly. And they were like, but, we can read this book and we can see it.
Okay, so let me just interject here. So my wife has been so serious about this whole situation, so I'm gonna give you the real spiel.
Break it down, Greg. First of all, Greg, before we start, man, let me give you the Zamunda flag, bruh. They got Eddie Murphy's picture on there and everything, man. I got to give you the Zamunda flag. Talk to me, Greg.
Right, she all serious.
I am serious.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty. So here's what happens. We go to Pittsburgh, getting ready to fill out the stuff. And I didn't want them to know that my only blood pressure issues came because my wife had previously been working my nerves. So I had
okay.
So then after that, they said, okay, hey, listen, you guys are a match. There's 3 days of testing. But for the real situation was, being an African-American male, after you're a certain age, a lot of places don't recommend you being a donor. So what happened was, once I went through the testing, and of course I exceeded all expectations,
Of course,
and all the bars. So they said, well, wait a minute, you tested like you was like a 20-something-year-old. Let's get it done. So, but on the more serious side of it, even though we've been together for all these years.
Now, why you didn't add that part to the story, Wendy, when you was telling him? He had to say he was tested.
I was gonna let him take that. I want to take his shine right there.
No, but so I'm gonna tell you what else was crazy. So when she first we had just started dating when she had kidney failure. Okay.
In the beginning.
In the very beginning. So I was not aware. So she never looked like she was sick. So she used to be telling me she's tired, she's this. So I took it like, maybe everything was an excuse, until I realized what was really going on, because her appearance never changed. Okay. So then when we fast forward 22 years later, when she's back in the same situation, except this time I'm very understanding of, I'm tired, I don't want to do anything. But the biggest struggle was, we have younger children who didn't understand that. And they didn't see and understand that mom's tired, or mom can't do this today. So it was really, truly, like I said, it was, God sent to be able to pretty much be a match, and not just a match. Like, for example, when we originally tested, I think it's like 6 bars or 6 markers you have.
Genetic markers, antigens that you have.
So I might have been a 3 out of 6.
You were 4.
A 4 out of 6. But when the actual transplant happened, I was like a 6 out of 6. So even though on paper I was only a 4, but when they put that super kidney in her, it went to a 6.
My man, Greg. Hey, first of all, I want to tell everybody who's watching right now, please share the show. This is important information, especially in the Black community.
Exactly.
People, when we get our driver's license, or we get it renewed, and they offered you to want to be a transplant donor, Black people like, hell no, they ain't killing me early to take out. But no, come on, people, this is a serious matter, and as you can see, it's life-saving. So please, any chance you get to be an organ donor, please do so, because you hear so many stories of people that we know, even in Cleveland, Greg, you know, how many people do we know have this story? Johnny O has this story. Our man Ray,
Al Sawyer has this story.
Al, Ray.
Right.
So, you know, people that we know. So
Exactly.
this is an important thing. And you guys are lucky. I heard you shout out Dr. Fred. That's your boy.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, so here was another thing. So prior to us even trying to do this, Dr. Fred Harris had already went through all my stuff and said, hey, listen, you definitely are a viable candidate to give your wife a kidney, period. So he said, you know, so
You know the kingpin knows.
exactly.
The kingpin knows.
The kingpin knows. Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, you know, it's really a blessing. We laugh and joke about different things, but like even I'm gonna tell you the funniest story. So you know, Chill's been knowing me forever, so I've always been a jokester. So now they had us in opposite sides of we in the same area,
Same floor,
but
but
no, before this, for the prep. We're
Oh,
getting
okay,
prepped
for
for
the prep,
surgery,
yeah.
right? So it's like, okay, you guys, okay. I had to go in first. So they're getting me all ready. I have my IVs in. They get ready to put me to sleep. They want me to say my goodbyes till after the surgery, we see each other again. So as they was getting ready to roll me out, I said, excuse me, hold on. It's like, yes, Mr. Lewis. I said, did she sign that kidney prenup yet?
Not the kidney prenup.
Kidney prenup. The nurses thought I was just crazy because I acted silly the whole time. And I'm telling you what was really funny. Everybody kept asking me, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" Now I never.
he was
nervous,
never. I mean, it was jokes until, and I looked at him because I was just across the hall, and I was like, I'm a nervous wreck. Like I was more of a nervous wreck for him.
And you've been here before.
Right. And I was just like, I was a nervous wreck. I was like, put this IV in and just, I need something to calm me down right now. But I mean, he was not, and I think that that's probably his positivity is one thing that led to, you know, his just recovery, which was amazing. I mean, once we got home, I mean, he was back at it in, you know, 2 weeks. And I think that
We saw him at Kent State's homecoming.
Right. I was just getting ready to say that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So now I was moving a little slower. I was, you know, so again, and what else is kind of crazy with the new technology, I really didn't have any discomfort. I only had discomfort at night when it's time to try to sleep, but during the day. So like even with my follow-up appointments, you know, I'm not just trying to pat myself, but the doctors just said I'm ahead of schedule for recovery.
Yeah, he was.
So everything has been definitely working well. And so my wife can't complain about me no more time. You're not in good health. You're not, well.
Put the chips down, put the wings down. Right. But Kevin, you know, you touched on it. I don't know the one person that Greg mentioned, but you know, when you talked about the other people that have been Johnny O and Ray, you know, those are living donors. And that's what's important because there's such a myth and misconception of, I don't want my innards taken out and I don't want anything messed with. But, you know, they do these things for a reason and they're life-saving for a reason. And God gave us 2 kidneys for a reason. And even a lung, I mean, lungs regenerate. So definitely being, you know, an organ donor when you know, renew your license, but, you know, the living donor, you know, like I said, my cousin, you know, he is still perfectly healthy. I mean, you know, 22 years later. And, you know, and like I said, you know, Greg, I mean, I was just amazed. I was like, I mean, this is just, you're doing miraculously well. And I think that they have just gotten to the point where in medicine that they just have this so fine tuned. Like for them, it's just like, you know, we got this, don't worry, you know, we got this. And I think that that's one thing that's important for our community to understand, that it's, you know, it's a medical miracle for a reason and it's safe. You know, everything has a risk, but it's safe and, you know, you'll be okay. Because anybody that under 3 weeks can go to Kent's homecoming, I think that's the
Hey, Greg, we know that's
Bowling Green. I mean, he had to show you up there too. I mean,
right. Well, see, I knew my man Chill would be back, so I had to see him in person. And I figured, Beachy, you might come down as well. But only reason I went was because I had to embrace my man Chill. And I didn't want him to call me and say, hey, I didn't see you.
And when I saw you, I said, I just saw your brother the other week. at the G Cuff event.
Yes.
Right.
But I
There's
know,
no way Chill would have understood if you said, I just gave my wife a kidney. And I mean, you still needed to be at homecoming.
but
He
I'm
would
getting
not
ready.
let you off the hook that easy.
But I'm getting ready to say, when they talk about just how incredible Greg came through this and without hesitation, he jumped out there. I'm telling you for a fact, I know that this was no sweat to him because this brother pledged a fraternity at Kent State University.
For 22 weeks.
Right.
And you know, at Kent, we go
A
hard.
whole different animal.
All the fraternities
All the fraternities.
go
Yeah.
hard.
Go
So,
hard.
hey, this is a walk in the park for you, Greg.
Right.
Walking in the
Yeah,
park.
this wasn't anything.
This was nothing, but I'm gonna tell you a crazy situation. So we just both got released from the hospital. Okay. Neither one of us could sleep because we were a little uncomfortable. So we have the TV on late at night, and a show came on about transplants.
It's a reality show about
reality-
transplants.
And there was a guy on there,
wow.
African-American guy, who needed a kidney. He is on dialysis the same
Mhm.
exact way Wendy had been on dialysis. And his son's friend father, who he did not know, had never met, got tested and was his living donor. So it just kind of shook us because we're just getting released from the hospital, watching a show about living donors.
Well, Wendy, let me ask you this.
Sure.
And I'm gonna let Felicia get in there. But I mean, we start to hear these stories more often than not that somebody's, well, obviously, you know, somebody's relative is going to be a donor, be a match. But you hear these stories about couples being a match, and you know, what's the odds of that? What as you knew, because you had already been through this, did it ever cross your mind? I wonder is Greg a match? I mean, because that doesn't seem like something that would just happen like that. But you know, sometimes we hear about it more often than not.
I guess in the beginning, when he said, I want to get tested, I immediately went to absolutely not, because our kids would have both parents down. You know, I was just scared about that.
Mhm.
And then I was like, well, he was insistent. And so that's, you know, when he, you know, went through what he went through with, you know, Cleveland Clinic, and they had the issue with the blood pressure. And so then we kind of let it go for like 2 years. Like we didn't, you know, press the issue until I started to go and get listed elsewhere. And then when it became a reality, I was like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, he can do this. Like, this is actually a wonderful story. Like, he can go and get tested. And of course, you know, my brother was a good match, but he had some other things going on. So he was ruled out, and he would have been ruled out by everybody. But I mean, he's still perfectly healthy, but well, he's still perfectly healthy, but we just had some other kind of, there's a lot of science behind it. Like there's antigen, there's antibodies, you know, I've already been transplanted before, so I might have a higher level antibody, you know, to the average person. And so that happened to be our issue. And, you know, I will tell you a little sidebar that they thought that was the issue with me and Greg. So Greg is really a superstar because in the beginning, they didn't think that he was a match for me because of these antibodies. And so he said, well, what's my other option? And they said, you can be in the donor swap program, where you go into this huge consortium nationwide. And my friend, Angie, she was going to do the same thing because we weren't a blood type match. And she was going to do the same thing for me. And you go into this huge pool, and then you can do up to this 8-person swap. So they would find somebody that was a good match for me, and then somebody that was a good match for Greg. And maybe that included some other person, and then they do this huge kidney swap. So the donor swap program is also a viable option for people too. We had a diligent nurse, and when some of the blood work started coming back in and she kind of read the full report, which was her job to do, she told the doctor like, hey, this reaction looks a little funny. And as it turned out, I was reacting to myself. So it really was not a true reaction. And they called him immediately and said, hey, you are a direct donor for your wife. So you don't have to do the donor program. When he got the call, he actually thought that they were calling to say, hey, we found a swap.
Right.
Like we found the big swap. And she said, no, I've got something better. All that testing that we were doing, that extra testing showed that you are a direct match for your wife. So
I mean, she was
Wow.
so excited. She was in tears when
she
called.
was really
because-
happy for her.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, because what ended up happening was, again, I didn't know anything about a donor swap. I didn't know anything about any of that, but I was just willing to do whatever it took to make the situation better. So when
Oh,
they
man.
told me about the donor swap, I said, okay, I'll do that. And then I told Wendy, I said, okay, listen, if I swap my kidney to somebody else, don't nobody have to know. We just
Yeah,
let
it's-
them know that
We got a kidney.
you got a kidney. They don't have to
You're
know
right.
you swapped it and you got it over there somewhere.
That it was a 4 and 5 team trade.
Right, exactly.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
The end result is you got a kidney and somebody took
Right.
my kidney, but it didn't
Right.
happen that way.
No.
And then the other thing that was kind of amazing to me, so I'm the first husband to donate to a wife, and from my personal surgeon who's done over 1,000 surgeries, he said, you know, it's very common where wives donate to husbands. But
Mhm.
husbands, they don't have any history of husbands donating to wives.
My man, Greg. Look at
that. You know?
My brother. Big
Oh,
ups
you
to
know, the end of the day, the big story is awareness. I mean, looking at
Yeah.
him and looking at those other wonderful donors that we know in the Cleveland area, you know, living donors, and you know, just making that difference for your loved one. And, you know, we're here to talk to anybody that would have questions about that, or anybody that could be going through this, or anybody that has a family member, because they're out there. They're a lot. And so, you know, just to spread that awareness and helping to, you know, save lives in our community, because that's what's important.
I think the biggest myth is, as a donor, like a living donor, you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but I don't feel any different. So it's not like
Mhm.
somebody say, how you doing? Well, you know, I just gave my kidney, so I don't feel any different. So, and that's the part that people don't understand and don't know. Okay, because I can't speak for other organs, but as far as donating a kidney, yes, I had a little discomfort. Yes, I was sore or things like that. But other than, you know, my energy or certain other things, I can still do everything.
Everything else is good.
Everything else is good.
And if
So what
nothing
is your
else,
life?
I think it could make us almost a little more healthy, because we're so conscious about what we do, what we eat, what we're taking. You know, it's important to know those things anyway, but instead of, oh, we'll just run out and get this. Well, no, we will cook at home, and we will cook healthy, and we will eat healthy. And, you know, just because we have that situation. So that's an added bonus too. What were you gonna say?
So
Dee?
that's what I wanted to ask. What I kind of wanted to jump into is that what does life look like now post this? Like, you know, you all seem to be doing very well and, you know, healthy, and the surgery went well. But what does that mean for lifestyle changes?
You know, I have to be careful now because I really don't have much of an immune system, and, you know, transplant patients do have to take immunosuppressant drugs for, you know, their life, and which I had already taken. But, you know, now with the way the world is right now, it's even more, I have to be even more cautious.
Right.
You know, I guess it looks like I said, just being healthy. Like Greg has dedicated himself to, as soon as he could come home and feel like it, you know, getting up, going to the gym and walking, and coming home and eating, you know, something healthy. And just, I've really just seen his whole mindset change. Like, okay, let me put this chip down. What can I get instead? And
Brings a whole new perspective.
a
Yeah,
whole new
definitely,
perspective, a
definitely,
whole new perspective.
definitely.
And I mean, just totally. And, you know, my kids, they see a healthy mom. They're like, Mom, you've cooked dinner every night since you've been home. Because we had to stay in Pittsburgh for a couple weeks. So
Right.
yeah, it's just, you know, it's a
But
wonderful
the one
thing.
thing that I am doing is, so like, for example, technically I'm not supposed to be doing anything before November 1st. So even though I'm hard-headed and maybe not the best person in following rules, this time I'm following everything I'm supposed
He
to
is, he is.
do.
That's great. Felicia, I do want you to know that we have the other two guests are in the waiting room. I just wanted you
Sure.
to know that. And
Okay.
to remind you that we still have some tickets to give away. So, but yeah, go ahead, Felicia.
Well, we did have in a chat. I just wanted to say two things. I was trying to find it. Someone commented earlier and said that they were also on some kind of medication that affected their kidneys. So they, you know, apparently this is, you know, a common problem. I guess, you know, this has happened.
Yeah, that
with
was
other
Serge. He
folks.
said he was on the cholesterol from high cholesterol medicine.
Yeah.
And
That he had,
you know, the Advils, the Motrins, those are, you know, dangerous, especially for us. You know, you got to take that stuff in moderation. And, you know, just rinsing your body, drink that water.
Right. And we do
Yeah.
have Sean. Oh, excuse me. And we do have Sean in the chat, author of this new book. He's in the chat. He says that his sister was just denied a kidney because she was too medicated and her blood pressure was up. So,
Right.
and I gave some shout outs to Sean earlier today because he was going through some family things. So I'm glad that he's on here to see, you know, what you guys have gone through and what was possible for you all. But go ahead, Wendy. I'm sorry.
No, and I was going to say, and for him, who you just mentioned, you know, there are other facilities than what we have here. You know, just, you know, be an advocate, go out and say, okay, get another opinion, go to other transplant centers and say, hey, what can we work with, you know, or, you know, how can I get healthy? How can I get off of some of this medicine? But like I said, go to other transplant centers and, you know, get that second opinion.
Right. And oddly enough, both people who commented, Sean and Serge, are both in Nashville because ChillTalk is universal.
Oh, okay. Sure it is, sure.
We worldwide. We for the world, Craig.
Yeah.
But and they're both in Nashville. But yeah, please, everybody, even you're watching this show right now, share the show. They can, whether they caught all of this or not, they can see it as it's archived, and you guys share it. They can see the show because this is important information. And we've had people come on before representing Life Bank and other organizations. Of course, our former Chill Talk co-host, so Miss Tracy Potts, worked for Life Bank, so she was always representing Flish. We got to get some people from Life Bank on the show too, as a matter of fact.
Good.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And, you know,
Absolutely.
other donors. I mean, we know siblings that have donated, you know, other donors in the African-American community, so that, you know, you get a whole gamut of what these donors look like and what their lives are like and how well they all are doing.
Yeah. Stacy Collier says in the chat, she says her cousin just received a kidney from his nephew and he was doing well, but he's in the hospital with COVID. And now that is causing his body to reject the kidney.
Wow.
So yeah, that is so.
And see, and that's what Wendy was just talking about too. You have to, you know, dealing with autoimmune, you have to be very careful out here with everything that's going on. So yeah, no, I want you guys to stay safe, stay blessed, stay together.
And we definitely appreciate you guys taking the time to interview us, because we definitely want to be able to tell our story to as many as possible. So we definitely appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to share our story.
It's a great story. I'm so glad that, you know, it ended up working out that way for you, you know, that it ended up being someone so close, you know, that you, like you said, didn't even really think about it. And then it's like, you know, somehow it just all ends up coming together. So I'm so glad that worked out for you all. And I wish you the best of health.
Thank you,
and that everything continues to go well. But I did want to ask you before we let you go. I know we have another guest waiting. I did send her a message telling her that we're getting ready to get to her. But I did want to ask, how long did it take, maybe from the time that you took the medication to you started to not feel so great and you knew something was wrong, a little, you know, a little bigger than just being tired?
I would say probably like within like 6 months, but then it took another 3 years to really figure out what was going on. And then to really get listed to say, you're going to need a kidney.
Wow.
So, I mean, and that was 3 years of, okay, what can we do to maybe stop this? And I mean, I was huge. They gave me prednisone and all other kind of things that they could think of to try to, you know, fight what was going on, because it really was a mystery at first until they really did that detailed, you know, search of, okay, let's look at anything you've ingested. And so that's, you know, that's how it was a long process.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long again? Now, did you start to feel sick again, or was it just that they had been monitoring you and they could tell something?
They monitored my blood work and they could tell, like, and I just never really, no, I didn't feel it. Like there were some things that I would start to gradually feel. You know, the energy level definitely gets zapped pretty quickly. But you know, I didn't have a choice. I had to keep going. I had to keep working. I had little kids, you know, I had a husband, you know, you have a household. And so this summer really, it was really hard for me. I was struggling a lot. The end of the last school year, the school year was rough. You know, I would come home exhausted. And so, I mean, God knew what to do. He knew what time it was. So.
Absolutely. Always. He always knows.
Excellent. Hey, Greg, and I have to tell you, man, if my father was alive, he'd be so proud of you right now. You know, that you was his man.
Oh, ain't no question. You already know.
But no doubt, man. Everybody, man, you guys, again, stay healthy. Stay healthy, and spread that information. It's important. Like we just said, you know, we have people in the chat that's affecting them, their families right now. Yeah. So we need to get that information out. And it was good that you guys had a doctor too, that you could call on and get, you know, personal one-on-one information from too. So
correct. Yeah.
So I think
go ahead, Felicia.
I was just going to say, I think some of the morals to this story is, you know, self-care. You got to make sure you're taking care of self, checking in when you know something isn't right. Yep. Go to the doctor, y'all. You know, start getting that stuff checked out when you know something isn't right, and stay on top of it. Not just with going to the doctor, but with, you know, being healthy, eating healthy. Any of these things, because whether something pops up, like, you know, you catch COVID or somebody else needs a kidney or whatever, you know, even if it's not you, that you can be in the best position to be able to help someone or be able to help yourself, you know. God forbid, you know, that was to happen. But yeah, that's just the reality. We got to do some self-care and be your own, also take care of others.
Reach out. Don't be afraid to, you know, reach out. People get in their comfort zone with their, you know, health facilities, and there are other places out there.
So do you, or have you ever thought about giving out any kind of tips? Do you share anything with your social media? How open are you with the story? Just asking in case folks may want to reach out to you, if they want to follow you or something. If you
it's not really on. We did do the Fox 8 special, and a lot of people tagged me in that. So that kind of, just like this show, kind of gave the comprehensive, you know, cliff note of our story. So that's on there. But I mean, people can message me, or if somebody gets in touch with you or Kevin and they want to talk and say, hey, you know, this is what we're going through. You know, we really would like to talk to someone that's been through it. We're absolutely here for that.
All right. Appreciate that. All right, Felicia. Well, how are we doing with it?
Okay, maybe you guys can help us give away some tickets real quick before we go to our next guest. Can we come up with a question maybe that we can pose to the chat about
I got mad tickets to the Motown Review.
So we have to pose a question. How does this work? What are we doing?
You guys come up with the question, and people that are watching the show will answer that question or try to answer the question to win a pair of tickets.
Our story, what we talked about.
Yes.
Okay. Where did we go to have our transplant?
There you go. First person to come up with the information, where did they go for their transplant? Hey, I got my money. I got my okay. We got some people that's quick out in the audience. Hey, you know, Adam is quick. Okay, Rafiq. See y'all. Okay.
He can't answer the question,
See, we got insider trading.
even though he is a 2-year anniversary follower, which it has let us. I didn't know they let you know that in the that they let you know that on Facebook. So we have to go with Rafiq can't answer. Rafiq's family.
Yes.
And he jumped out there quick. Okay, but hold on, Serge on there. Serge jumped out with Pittsburgh. Okay,
Yeah.
now Serge in Nashville, Serge got to let me know that he is going to bequeath his 2 tickets to somebody in the land.
Right.
So Serge, you transferring your tickets? If not, don't take tickets.
Well, Rafiq could do that too.
But he
This is true.
He knew the
But Rafiq's answer said Pottsburg. So he was jumping out too quick. He was too the Twitter fingers was going too fast.
It does say Pottsburg. That is not the answer.
No, see, we have cousins that live in Pottstown, so I think it was probably combined.
All right, well, that's not where you got the transplant, right?
Exactly.
It wasn't in Pottstown.
But that's where the
Pottstown.
first donor lives. That's where the first donor lives. So
Oh wow. Okay.
find
Well, I think we can probably give them both some tickets. Chill. You got a lot of tickets over there.
I got mad tickets, so but
Yeah.
they got to let us know.
He was trying. He was trying.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. But Serge and Rafiq, let Felicia know, and we'll arrange to get your tickets to somebody local, and we'll make that happen. So we just gave away 2. Rafiq said he spelled that way because of public school.
Hold on, Feek, you went to Heights. We can't be out there like that.
See there? But no.
That was that time he spent at not public school. Where else he go? St. Ignatius.
Benny, right.
All right, but yeah, so we do have 2 winners. Felicia will do her regular 1, 2, and but everybody, Serge knows how to get me, and Rafiq can get a hold of her. So let her know who you want to transfer your tickets to, so they can go to a wonderful free event. And you never know what's going to happen at this show. Last show, Binky from the OJs received an award and broke out in a song, tore the house down.
I had nothing prepared.
Had arrangements and everything. Somebody else did that at the show. Brother from the Daz Band, Mike Calhoun, received an award. It just so happened to bring his lead guitar, plugged it up, and had singers with him, and they sang "Knock Knock." But I was like, yeah. So no, you definitely do not want to miss the show. So thank you guys for coming and spending time with and sharing your story. Greg, I look forward to seeing you again, bro.
For sure.
And
Melissa's in the chat. She says hello. Hey fam.
Hey.
All right.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Okay,
Peace and
guys.
love.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
All right, Haney. That was a wonderful story, man. You glad to see stuff like that happen for good people. Wonderful thing. And again, you know, we're starting to know a lot of people that are in need of kidney transplants, and you know, thankfully a lot of people that we know around here has been able to happen, and it's through people that they know. Which is, you know, always a good thing. So we can add Wendy and Greg to the list of success stories of people that we know on both sides of the transplant.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, I'm gonna let the other guests in.
Alrighty.
Again, make sure you share the show, and we will be giving away more tickets. So stay tuned for another question.
We may have taken too long. She stepped away. I did send her a text. Oh, there she is.
She is.
I'm like, we took too long. She said, forget us.
All right. We're waiting for both to have audio.
Randall, your audio was on at first. You just took it off. And
Nikki needs
Nikki
to
never
come
was
off
on.
mute.
Okay,
Yeah, there
I'm
you
back.
go. All right. The gang's all here. How are you guys?
Good. How are you guys tonight?
Doing well. See you
All right.
repping your HBCU. I have on my HBCU
Okay, got to always.
as well.
Welcome to Chill Talk. Okay, now that Greg is gone, man, let me put my brother, for the family. Let me get my
Ah.
let me
You
let
gotta
me
represent.
let me get him up there. Greg had on his Omega Sci-Fi shirt, so I didn't want to steal his shine. Okay, but
Yeah,
we back.
we like that. That looks good behind you.
All right. So talk to me, guys. Felicia, give us the rundown, and let's hear what we have.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you guys for joining us and thank you for your patience. We ran over a little bit with our last guest, but they were just such an excellent story. And we just needed to kind of share a little bit more information with the people. But thank you so much for waiting. We appreciate you guys and welcome you to the show. And so I guess I'll start with the Nikki Gregory. They're both Miss Gregory. I was about to say Miss Gregory. Mrs. Gregory. Nikki, who reached out to me via Chill and to tell me some awesome stuff. Also, another awesome story. We always get awesome stories here at Chill Talk. But she was telling me that she and her daughter, Randall, have become authors, and that you guys have done some stuff together. I know, Nikki, that you are an educator, and you can give us a little bit more of your background with that. Randall, I'm not sure, and you can jump in on this as well in terms of are you a student still? I'm not sure what. Go ahead.
So I'm still a student, but right now I'm in graduate school. So
Okay.
So I'm studying right now, and then I finished graduate school in the spring, and then after that I'll be applying to medical school. Thank you.
Hey, we got a future doctor in the house, y'all.
That's what's up.
That's awesome. Our last segment, we were just talking to a couple who the wife needed a kidney transplant, and the husband ended up being a match, and he donated one of his kidneys to her. So we were just talking about how important it is, for us to get ourselves checked out, do self-care, go to the doctor, all those great things. And I don't know about y'all, but I always feel a little bit different when I can go to a doctor and it's somebody that looks like me.
That's right. Yes.
Because that doesn't always happen, but we'll talk about that later when we get you back on when you in your practice. But that's awesome. That's awesome. So,
Hey, and I do want to add on that note, not only do I insist on a doctor that looks like me, I insist on a doctor that I know personally, that I like. I know both of my last two doctors. We hang out. So
That's all right.
But it's always, even if you don't know your doctor, get a doggone doctor. All right. Let's go.
First and foremost.
So
I want to talk about this book that you guys have, the book release, how you came up with the whole idea and concept, what made you do it in the first place. So just let's just jump in and start there as far as the book is concerned.
All right, so I'm going to jump. First, I want to say thank you for having us. We are so excited to be here, and we just appreciate and want to honor all the great work that you guys do. So I want to make sure that I start with that. So I have a children's book that I wrote, and so the name of the book is Lotus the Vice POTUS, and I was inspired just as a Black girl growing up to be able to see a woman of color to become the vice president of the United States. And what I thought about as an educator, as an English teacher, and as a former social studies teacher, what a great idea it would be to be able to tell this story as a woman of color, about a woman of color, for kids to learn and understand and celebrate this great journey. So many times our history is told by somebody else, and it's always revised and always mistold. And so I wanted to be able to have a part and a piece in telling this particular story. So I was inspired. My daughter encouraged me because I had always wanted to write a children's book. And Randall, like, Ma, let me tell you this. I'm planning to publish a book, so you can get with me, or you can just sit there and you can watch. Let's do it together. And so
Okay, so wait, hold on, pause
Yes,
really
yes, yes.
quickly, so I can make sure I'm understanding right. So you had an idea, you, Nikki, had an idea to do a children's book, but Randall was like, look, whether you do this book or not, I'm doing a book and I'm jumping out there, so you can get on board or not. So
Or
Randall,
watch me work.
Yes, exactly. In other words,
while I'm riding past going up the So
get with me or don't. I mean, she.
Okay, so you did, Randall. You had your own idea for a book. Was it children's book as well, or how did that come into play? And did you already know this, Nikki, when you had this idea? Did you already know that she wanted to do a book?
We started talking about her writing because she studies science. She always loved to write. And so having those two mixes didn't always go, but I knew she wanted to write. I didn't know she wanted to publish. And it actually was a part of the pandemic kind of pushing that thought process, like what will happen. So I knew she wanted to write. I wasn't sure she wanted to publish, but when she came to me and said, this is what I'm planning, I had no idea how dynamic she was going to blow this out the water. I had no idea.
Wow. Okay. So she then gave you the motivation for this children's book.
A challenge, if you will.
Oh.
It was a challenge. It was a challenge. It was a challenge. And I took her up on the challenge because it was your child seeing you and knowing that you have these dreams and talent. And then also speaking to me and saying, look, I'm going to use my talent early on. And so you make a decision. You can do it with me or without me. And I said, oh, no, you won't leave me. We'll be together and we'll be publishing together.
All right. So Randall, what's your side of the story?
My mom was telling the story pretty well. So I know my mom always wanted to be an author. She has showed us books for years, beautiful children's books she's written. And she has this big binder of work. And I finally decided that I wanted to publish a book. And I'm in poetry. And so it's, I would say, probably high school and above, you could read my poetry. And so when I decided I was going to do something, I kind of investigated, like, let's see how I can get published. What are the options out there? And I know my mom had submitted things and just been waiting because, you know, there's a long process. And I was like, Mom, I found all these resources. Here are these videos. This is what you're going to watch. Because I know my mom does not like watching 101 YouTube videos. And I do. So I went through all the good videos that I could find. And I sent her a playlist like, here, these are the videos you should watch. These are all informative. This is how you can do it. This is how you upload. You can publish on Amazon and you can just go from there. And she's like, oh, okay. Because I'm like, I'm doing this. So you can choose to do it or you cannot choose to do it. But I'm trying to help you because I know this is your dream too. So we can do it together or.
Okay, the question is, Randall, if your mom was slow poking around, were you gonna go ahead and make this happen anyway?
Absolutely.
And Mom, did you know
doing
that was the case? Nikki,
yes, because she's so driven. I did. And that's what made me move so quickly, Chill. So that's what, when she said you can do it with me or not, I'm going to do it. That's what gave me the fire, because I knew that she was going to move quickly. And so I was going to need to keep up. And so she was moving, and she had, and when she speaks about her work, you'll hear it is just phenomenal, just phenomenal.
Okay. And
so as you mentioned, go ahead.
No, you go, Felicia.
Well, as you mentioned, Nikki, you said that you knew your daughter liked to write, but you didn't know that she wanted to publish. So then my question to you, Randall, would be, what did make you decide to publish? You know, to say, hey, I'm gonna take these writings and turn it into something, you know, for everyone else to see.
Well, I had really always enjoyed poetry. And I think I kind of just held on to it. And at some point, I think there just was a turning point, like, I want to get this out there. So first I started with just posting it on Instagram. And then I was like, but I really want something else to fulfill me. Like, I want a collective piece that makes sense to people and that everybody could, or a lot of people could understand and feel. So then that's when I decided, like, I want to write a book. And then it turned into, what is the book going to be about? What's the topic? What's important? What's something different you can do? And that's when I decided, I was like, well, I've never heard of an HBCU poetry book. I haven't seen anything like that. And because HBCUs are so important, they're essential. And I graduated from HBCU, and how much I love my HBCU and all the misconceptions and things like that that exist today that I always was tired of when I attended school. Like, these things aren't true. So I thought that that was really important, that I could actually write a book about HBCUs and tell about the love, the experience, and just tell all the stories of what it feels like to be Black in America. So once I wrote that book, it just turned into something really beautiful and creative, and I just wanted to kind of impact the world.
And this is a really important time for it, you know, just a lot of things that are going on in our world right now. And on top of it, not just, you know, you and you sharing that experience, everybody's on the HBCU thing right now. If you look around, a lot of these companies are donating money, and, you know, it's just a time to really, really celebrate the HBCU. So, and you're right, I've never heard of anyone else writing a book or poetry book about HBCUs. So hats off to you for coming up with that idea, number one. And tell us a little bit more about it. So the book is called Chasing the Roots of My Heritage.
Yes. So I wrote the book called Chasing the Roots of My Heritage. It is a poetry memoir as well as an ode to HBCUs. So I wrote it based on my experiences at Clark Atlanta University, but I also made sure I told it as all of like the common things that we do or have at HBCUs to tell like why it's so special beyond, you know, a lot of people know us for just homecoming, but I really want to tell the story from when we get there and how we are initiated into the school and how they build you up and they just teach you so much about your history, about who you are, and teach you how to be just so proud of yourself and how to uplift yourself. And so you can go out in the world or be prepared for the real world. Because I know one of the things that they talk about, or that one of the things that aren't true that are said is, oh, HBCUs don't prepare you for the real world, which is completely not true. And it never will be true. It is a time where you can hone in on who you are and to prep for the real world. So I just thought Chasing Roots of My Heritage is really, really important to talk about these HBCUs. And the history is so deep. So really starting from that beginning and talking about what it feels like to be Black in America and just connecting it as a whole.
So I am fresh off of my school's homecoming. This past weekend, I went to Norfolk State's homecoming, and when I went into the bookstore, there was actually you know, some alumni there who have written books, and you know, they're selling their books during that. Have you been fortunate to have that experience? Have you connected with your school, and how are you getting the book out?
I'm so glad you asked me that. I have not had the opportunity just yet to have that. I think probably because of the pandemic, because last year we didn't end up having homecoming. We're kind of having homecoming semi. It's kind of like broken up or half hybrid. So I'm really trying to get the opportunity to be in my bookstore. I want to sell my book in the bookstore. I want to sell it in all bookstores, to be honest, especially at HBCUs, because it's about the HBCU experience. So I'm really trying to get in contact with Clark sometime. That can be a little difficult. So trying to get in contact with the Alumni Association. So really working towards getting exposure and just reaching out to different people, regardless of it's Clark or anyone, just reaching out to people and talking to people. Because I think that is the hardest part being about being self-published, is really getting that exposure, because you have a great product, but really trying to tell people around the world about your book and them really getting to know about it and getting to experience it.
Well, let me ask you this, for the people that are watching the show right now live and who'll be watching it on replay and in archive, where can they find the book right now?
Well, you can find my book right on Amazon. You can look up Chasing the Roots of My Heritage, or you can search my name. You can look up Randall Gregory or Randall Simone Gregory, as well as you can check out my poetry Instagram, which is RSG_2poetry. That's my poetry page. And you can directly just send me a message and I can get the book out to you if you want a personal autograph copy.
All right.
Awesome. And
Well,
this is something that, you know, even like you said, it's important to have them in HBCUs, but even prior, you know, maybe at the high school level or getting younger folks, you know, really involved in this experience, because, you know, when you go back to like the 90s, and you don't look old enough to probably have even been part of in like 1992, but no, I'm just saying, from like as a kid, you know, watching shows like A Different World, where I see, you know, even though it was fictional, but it's taken this HBCU experience and put it out there to people that makes, you know, maybe someone younger say, hey, I want to go to a school like that. I want to go to an HBCU. So I think that's very important too, you know, to maybe even think about getting it into the hands of some younger folks. And then that's what I wanted to ask you, Nikki, with your book, because it is geared toward, you know, young ones in particular. So why did you really kind of decide to go after that audience? And why was that important to you?
Early literacy is my passion. And so that was no second question that I wanted to make it a children's book. I think the earlier, the better, not only with reading, but understanding history and getting those nuggets of facts. And so I wanted kids to be able to see, particularly a brown girl, inspiration, looks like them, looks like somebody that they might know, who went all the way through just determination and hard work to become the Vice President of the United States. And what's amazing is the history it took. It was 1870 that the first African-American was a US Senator. And so Kamala was only the 10th. And so it was 147 years before she became a US Senator. And so some of those pieces, trying to weave that story for kids really delicately so we can put those facts, but let the kids see themselves. I thought it was important. I still think it's important for kids to get that. And so just that connection with the community. I just made a connection with Cleveland's Book Bank to purchase some bulk copies to donate to schools. So they purchase with their grant money, but they're going to donate copies of the book to schools. So just excited to make those connections, because I really want kids to enjoy books and I want them to see themselves, especially our brown kids, our Black kids. I want them to see brown characters. And I also want them to see that strong leaders were once kids, that you see these adults, but we were all once kids. And I want them to see that and see themselves and dream for whatever they want to dream. So definitely I wanted to touch children and make sure that kids were able to get those kinds of stories. So that's why I wanted to do kids. I love children's literature. I always have. And the pictures always help tell that story too. So I wanted to have something where we had pictures and we had text and to draw kids in.
Well, and let me ask you this, because there is a connection, and I can only imagine the pride that you felt watching Sister Vice President Kamala Harris become vice president. But certainly she's the product of an HBCU, and actually met Kamala Harris at Howard when she was a student there. But how excited, how proud were you to see this thing happen? Because Lord knows, if they had elected a Kappa that was president or vice, man, out in my front yard giving a pro show somewhere, but giving a Greek show. But tell me how that felt to
It would have been all type of canes twirling around up in there.
he's out of cane, twirling, shimmying, all of that. Okay, maybe not the shimmying, but
Yeah, the shimmy.
Maybe not the shimmy. I leave that to the new bruh. But you know, and then for you to later go on and do this book, this children's book based on that. Talk a little bit about that moment when you realized that Kamala Harris would become the vice president of the United States.
Now, Chill, you went for the emotional part. Let me tell you, it is truly, it was an emotional time. It was exciting to see her. Yes, a soror and Randall soror. So it was definitely something for us to experience, but to see her not only as a sister, as my sorority sister, but to see her as a Black woman to become, and not only that, not only a Black woman, but the first woman. The first woman. So the first woman who did it is a Black woman. And so that power of that, we were, when I say had parties everywhere, virtual parties, people getting together. It didn't matter. People started wearing their pearls. We wear pearls too. I didn't know that, but okay. We all welcome to wear pearls. Now we like pearls.
Now everybody wearing pearls.
And so it was monumental. And to watch her journey made me inspired just as a woman and to see that. And so also in the book, because she is a HBCU grad, that is included in the children's book because I want them to hear a little bit about HBCUs. And of course, there is a shout out to Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in the book for kids to learn about that as well.
All right, man.
Well, a little birdie told me that speaking of HBCUs and speaking of Howard, that Howard is currently looking for someone to head their English department. Wink, wink.
Really?
Sister Nikki with the English background.
Okay. Look, I'm like, really? But you know,
I'm just gonna throw that out there. Application process is now open.
Okay, I got the PWI background. Sometimes I get a little bit, just a little shade, not too much, but it's like, did you go to HBCU? Okay. And then when I don't have that on my resume, it's yeah. So that's it. But thank you for that. That's interesting to know. I just love just I think what I also found, I don't know if you guys found this, I started hearing people when Kamala was moving through, I started hearing people like, okay, she was the first, as if that monumental history became overused and people got tired of it. So not everybody. And so I thought, no, this is great. This is so important to hear that. So I'm just excited about that.
Yeah, no, excellent. And I actually, again, not only did I meet her as a student at Howard, but got a chance to interview her at the Call and Post newspaper later on when she was out in California. But yeah, no, it was, man, this was an incredible achievement, and I'm glad to see that you are using your talent to get this information out to our youth, because it's very inspiring. So, you know, no better inspiration than somebody they can look at right now and say, you know, look what I can do. She looks like me. So excellent. And for you guys to be doing these things together is also an incredible thing, a great journey, amazing. And I was glad that I was able to pass that information along to Felicia to get you guys on. So excellent again. And you talk about PWIs. Obviously, I went to Kent State University, but you know, we feel that we have a
grad school.
Okay, we feel that we have right, but we feel that we had an HBCU inside Kent State University.
I've heard that before.
Hey, it's real. But again, everybody knows that I am a child of HBCU. This is my bloodline. My parents met at Central State University. So no HBCU, no me. So I'm a big supporter of HBC. For God, for Central, for State, I'm a big supporter of HBCUs. But yes, no, but Randall, I mean, for people who don't know, and you gave us a little bit about it, but the HBCU experience, what it's like, what makes it different, what makes it special. I know that's a lot, but can you just briefly share some of that?
I will try. I tried, and especially that's why I wrote the book, because the HBCU experience is truly, when you think about it, is indescribable. So taking the time to really write about the thoughts, the feelings that I've gotten. So HBCUs, I just feel like they teach you about yourself. You are with people that look like you, that believe in you, that support you, that educate you. So many times, too many people don't even have educators that look like them every day, or that don't believe in them. So that whole support system is so different, of this high quality, or these high standards. And I just remember even going to school with my classmates and being like, wow, we really support each other. It's not a competition. We all want to get to the finish line. We all want to be amazing people. So it's just a different world. And just the events that we have, the different topics, it's just so amazing. When I think about it, I'm just like, wow, I really went to HBCU. Like, it seems unbelievable. And I know it's different everywhere you go, or different locations. I went to school in Atlanta, and I went to next to two HBCUs. Now I went, Morehouse is right there and Spelman's right there. So that's just super amazing. And Morris Brown wasn't open when I was in school, but they're open now. So HBCUs just truly, they teach you so much about yourself and just being confident. And it's really a great way to build connections. And I think that's really great when you go into these different spaces and you go off into the world, or you go live in a different state, and people just love it off the merit of, you went to an HBCU. Even if you didn't go to their school, they're like, oh, you went to an HBCU? Oh, we love you. We're gonna bring you in. Like, we just love those type of connections, just because we know we see each other. We just see each other. So I think HBCUs are just truly beautiful. And if anyone, especially younger people, if they get that experience, or they have the opportunity to attend the HBCU, I would highly recommend it, because it is truly amazing. It's truly really hard to describe, but that's kind of the best I can do in this exact moment. But definitely get the book, because it tells you everything.
The book's gonna break it down. Nikki, how did did you help guide your daughter into that path to Clark? How did that even come about? What was the discussion when it came time to go to college and start applying to different universities?
Well, I'll tell you this, your Kappa brother, he initially wanted to go to Morehouse. So that was his forever dream that he never did. So he spoke about HBCUs to our children more so than I did, but we worked together. So our other daughter went to Howard. So we started off going to Howard. She went to Howard. And so Randall watched that. And so she went on her own journey. We went to Central State and we looked around, but it was something that we encouraged. And so we both went to PWI. So she has parents who went to PWIs, but adored and knew people who went to HBCU. So it was part of that journey, just encouraging her. But she had her mindset, and I think it was her sister mostly, but her dad takes his credit. He's like, you knew you wanted to go because I told you to go. But definitely encouraging. He does. He takes that credit, but definitely encouraging. But you guys can see, like, just amazing. Sometimes I'm in awe just to watch and listen. And the type of poetry, especially with me having an English background, the type of poetry, the depth of her metaphors and personification, and the number of poems that she even put in this particular book. I mean, sometimes she's like, oh, Mom, you're my mom, you tell me that. But I've looked at so much writing over a lifetime. I know great pieces, and it's absolutely fantastic.
All right. Well, I can't wait to get a copy of the book. Matter of fact, Felicia, let's see if we can try to get a copy or maybe 2 copies of both books to give away to somebody watching the show. So not only we can support, but we can spread the love. So we'll talk.
Thank you.
Talk to you guys to make that happen. And plus I got to do it for the bond. That's how noobs do it for each other. But no, excellent. And again, I'll say, as somebody that went to a white institution, I can only imagine again that, we go to class, you walk and you just see a bunch of white people, and you see one black person, you like speaking to them, whether you know them, you don't know them, you like, hey, what's up? Hey, and they got to give you at least a head nod back, like, what's up, bro? What's up? Hey, we in this together. It's just us here. But just being at a campus and that's all you see, that has to be an incredible feeling. But and I'm sure that we'll learn a lot about that feeling in the book. And again, let the people know again what's the name of the book, where they can get it right now. Randall.
Oh, me first. Okay,
Yes.
I wasn't sure. Okay, so my book is called Chasing the Roots of My Heritage. You can find it on Amazon. You look up the title, or you can look up my name, Randall Simone Gregory, or you can contact me on my poetry page, RSG2 Poetry, if you want a special autograph copy.
Are you saying RSG2 like the number poetry or true?
Yes, _2, the number
Okay.
2 poetry.
I'm going to type that in the chat.
All right. And while we're in the chat, what's going on? The brother Adam Lesson Morgan, Noops in the building. My mom, she must have heard we were talking about HBCUs. She's in the building. Our brother Serge Joel in New York. What's going on, Joel, in the building? Tremaine, we getting ready for that show, bro, and I'm giving away tickets. Tremaine, man, he'll be there. We giving away these tickets for the November 6th Magic City Oldies Review at the Civic. So stay tuned. We're going to give away some more free tickets in a minute. So anybody that wants to win these tickets, make sure you stay tuned. We gave away some during the first half of the show. Felicia has put Randall's information. There you have it at RSG_2 Poetry is in there. Contact her, buy that book. All right, Nikki, where can we get your book and the name of the book? Okay, first of all, where'd you get the man? It rhymes. I'm a former current old school MC. So I like the flow of the words. How'd you come about naming it that?
All right, I thank you, and I haven't forgotten you got the chill, right? Who did I get that from? Yes, sir. So Lotus, the Vice POTUS, and so I wanted kids to learn because we talk about POTUS. So this book can be purchased on Amazon. If you look up Lotus, the Vice POTUS, or Nikki Gregory, you can find it on Amazon. You can also talk to me on Facebook. I have an author page. It's Nikki Gregory on Facebook, and you can reach out to me that way, or you can Instagram. I had to, my youngster helps me out because I'm not as savvy with social media. So she's like, okay, Mom, this is your Instagram name. So I'm learning because we're trying to get that promotion. So the real Nikki Gregory on IG, and then the Nikki Gregory on Twitter. So if you want the book, please grab a copy for your child, grandchild. Donate some to some schools, to kids. It is monumental. It's a story really for families. And so a lot of my adult friends who have read it are like, oh my God, like I feel inspired. So I wanted people to not just be inspired by Kamala's story and to watch a Black woman get to that level, but I wanted them to leave with their own inspiration. And so there's this theme inside about your inner lotus flower. And so it really is for families to have and read and share that history and story. So definitely Amazon, or you can reach out to me on Facebook on Nikki Gregory website on Facebook.
All right. See, my mother's chiming in. She says loved every day at Central State University. I know you did, Mom. Brother Tremaine said that I'm still one of the coldest MCs in the game. I appreciate that, brother. Give you some free tickets, but you already there working for the show anyway, so you don't need the free tickets. Speaking of tickets, Felicia, do you want to let them give away or come up with a question to give away a pair of tickets?
Sure. Do you guys have any questions you'd like to pose to the chat? And whoever gets it right can win a pair of tickets to
To the
what's
Motown, the excuse me, the Motor
Oh,
City Magic Oldies Review number 10.
that's why I was referring to you to give the correct name because I was getting ready to say the Motown also. So I'm like, wait a
It
minute.
did used to that right. It used to have that name, but
Yeah.
we changed the name to the Motor City Magic Oldies Review. But this is the 10th one. So in their dynamic show. So if you guys want to give a question to the chat, you can make it about Sister Kamala. You can make it about HBCU. You can
The
make
teacher got a question. I know the teacher got a question.
make
I
it
know she
about
does. I'm over here
questions.
nervous. Like,
a
I
have several
Motown,
questions.
whatever. Let's go.
I have several questions.
Are people ready to get these free tickets?
Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna go. So I have several questions, but I'm gonna give one that I feel like people will be able to answer, but it'll be a little challenging. Who was the first Black woman to run on a major ticket for president of the United States?
Come on.
Y'all gotta know this.
I'll repeat it.
Go ahead, repeat it.
I'll repeat it. Who was the first Black woman to run on a major ticket for president of the United States? She paved the way, actually, for Kamala. She paved the way for many other women.
Hey, I expect for my old school rappers to know this answer because Biz Markie shouted her out.
Yes, that's true.
So come on. We're waiting for the first person to give the answer to that question and rephrase it one more time because they get real particular when they start answering.
she said
Oh,
this.
wait a minute. Adam already answered.
Oh, Adam got it.
Okay,
Adam got it.
although he done got a little frisky with her first name.
The first name is, you gotta come correct with the first name.
Adam, come on, man, that's what you personally called her.
Before anybody else chime in, you gotta come back.
Okay, Wendy. Okay, Wendy, the guest from the other show, the first segment, she has come with the correct. Well, we'll verify it with the person, with author Nikki Gregory. First of all, Adam Morgan, you might want to give him some Kappa love. He gonna say Cheryl Chisholm.
He got the last part
He
right.
was
He got
almost
the
there.
second part.
And then Wendy jumped out there with Shirley Chisholm. And she said,
also said, I got the first name, no shade, Adam. After she was just advocating for her who had it wrong, who had the city wrong.
right. She was advocating for Pottsburgh, but now she gonna throw shade on Adam for calling Shirley Cheryl. Fortunately, since I got mad tickets, Adam, you will get 2 tickets. And Adam, first of all, you're already a sponsor for this event, which comes with tickets, but you can get 2 more because you give away tickets to the people anyway. So
I know each other. They work in the same district.
Adam works at Shaker Heights, Shaker Schools, not the high school, but he works at
I'm in Cleveland Heights.
Okay.
Hey, let's go.
You Heights grad?
Oh my God. Is she a Cleveland Heights grad?
Oh, Tiger Nation.
You know they go
Tiger
hard.
Nation. I should have known.
See Cleveland Heights.
Not only am I a Heights grad, I actually worked for the district up until last year. Also, I was at the high school.
Oh my God. So I have to connect with you then. I have to have you come and visit and talk to our students, Minority Student Achievement Network, MSAN.
And Chill has spoken before.
I've been up to Cleveland Heights and spoken. Okay, we done sold a book. Okay. Brother Tremaine says he wants to purchase a book from the young lady to give away at the show next week.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you.
Tremaine wants to, Brother Man wants to purchase a book, and he's always a good supporter of Chill Talk, and we appreciate his efforts. So
Good stuff. Good stuff.
let's make that happen, and we'll give away we'll give away the book on the stage. Let's make
That's
matter
fantastic.
of fact, Tremaine, I'm putting you down for both books. We giving away both books. You just can't give away one book.
Hey,
We got two authors here, King. So I'm putting you down for two books. I'm putting you down for one each for the okay, I love the name again. I don't want to mess up that name, Nikki. What is the name of that book?
Lotus, the Vice POTUS.
Love it. All right. So we're
Thank
gonna
you.
give away
we
both.
got another book purchase as well.
Oh yeah, Tremaine said he all in. He good. See how that works?
Okay, I love
All
it.
right. And so we're gonna
Oh,
give away.
So Wendy Vaughn Lewis says she would like to purchase a book as well. So Wendy, let us know which book or both books or what. There's two books, just to be clear, to make everything. So this is a mother-daughter duo, but they both have their own books. So we have Lotus. Keep wanting to say, y'all, I'm over here being childish because there was a girl I went to school with named Lotus. So every time I say Lotus, because we used to call her Lotus Aphrodis because she had this little baby afro.
See? Kids always got nicknames. See?
I'm not Lotus Aphrodis. Lotus. the
Wendy says
fabulous-
she's buying both books. Wendy says she's buying both
Thank
books.
you, Wendy.
Nice. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
And we
Wendy's
will
an
give
animator as
away
well, so I
and
know
we-
she will be happy to share both of those with her students.
and we will give away these books on stage at the Motor City Magic Oldies Review 10. Since I am the host and MC,
Yeah.
I can handle that myself. So but it will be courtesy.
He is also a grad of Cleveland Heights. I don't think nobody from Kennedy was buying no books in here.
Oh, see, damn. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Okay, hold on. Now, we're not gonna do it. We ain't gonna
Wait,
talk
Jill,
about
now-
Kennedy like that. What we got?
Okay, wait. I graduated from Kennedy. Now I teach in Heights. But I'm an eagle for life.
That's what I'm talking about. A mighty fighting eagle.
Me and Chill always go back and forth. It's
That's
all
right.
love.
Lee Harvard,
It is.
stand up.
I love Kennedy. I have worked with the kids at Kennedy as well. Chill has come and talked to my students at Heights. So it's all love. We just tease each other, but it's all love.
I know. We appreciate that. But I would like to invite you guys to come. And we can talk later, but I would love to have you guys talk to our students. And I know you've been there before, but I'd like you to come to the middle school.
Are you at the high school or are you at a middle school?
At the middle school at Roxborough.
Also my alma mater.
Yeah, see, but I
All of
definitely
it.
got to get you guys there. I have to get you there. Our kids need you. And so our MSAN students especially, I'm going to invite you guys. I'll talk to you later to see what your schedule looks like, both of
Oh,
you.
cool.
All right,
Absolutely.
Where
I used to work at Connect. You know the Connect program that's at Roxborough?
Oh my God, I remember you. I remember I had an office. Okay, look at this in the interview. I remember you. Kennedy, you work with Megan Kennedy. Were you there with Megan Kennedy?
Yeah, I was there with her. This was when we were at Wiley, when Roxborough was at Wiley.
I was there. I had an
Okay.
office right in the back. So my office was in the back by the media center. I remember you now.
Small
remember
world.
All right, see, now Tremaine is not only is he buying books, but Tremaine wants to know, can he show up and talk to the kids about financial literacy? Tremaine has been on our show talking about he's our financial literacy guru. Who comes on our show and talks about financial literacy. So he's volunteering to come and talk to the children about finance.
Yes.
Chill Talk, love the kids.
Yes, please reach out to me so I can make that connection. Absolutely, 100%. We'd
All
love
right.
to have him.
We selling books, we exchange speakers,
The connections.
we
everything.
giving away kidneys. Man, it's going down on Chill Talk today. That's
It's
what's
going
up.
down.
And big ups to Wendy. So Wendy says, Wendy, you won 2 tickets. in addition to Adam's 2 tickets. And
Oh,
Adam,
you
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry, Chill.
You go.
Finish.
Go.
No, I was gonna ask what would be the best way for them to purchase the books? Do you want them to reach out to you directly? Do you want them to purchase like on Amazon? Should they get with us for us to get with, like, what do you think is the best way to make all this happen for both of you?
Randall? I'm open to either way. If they are locally in Cleveland, hey, you can directly reach out to us. We got books.
Okay, and you know, Tremaine, a cash app. He'll throw you down on it.
We can do it like that. It's
Make the
easy.
transfer for
And
me.
you can get it signed.
See, there you go. All right, so we can hook this up through Eric. Can we hook it up?
Yes, sir. That's the business.
Absolutely.
All right, so
Yes.
we'll get Eric the loot, and well, at least from Tremaine, I know he'll just cash at me, and then we'll get that information and get the books, and if he wants the book signed, I'm sure you guys will help out on that. Oh, wait a minute, he's buying books for Chill Talk. I forgot about that, right, Felicia?
Who's buying
Is
books?
Tremaine buying the books for Chill Talk?
No, he's buying them to give away at the show.
Okay, see, we didn't got so many things going on now. Okay, Chill Talk is in for
It's a
some
lot.
books.
But Adam wants to know if he can come speak about Garrett Morgan.
Did Adam say that for real?
Yes, he did.
Okay, all right. Adam Morgan is
Descendant.
a descendant, a relative of the great inventor Garrett Morgan, who created the
Wow.
traffic light and the gas mask, and he's hot around Black History Month. He's out there speaking about his relative during Black History Month all the time, speaking to children about Garrett Morgan. So he's also volunteering to come in and talk about one of Black Cleveland's greatest inventors, who is his relative. So, man, it's going down on Chill Talk.
Thank you. I'm really
Absolutely.
like Adam. Thank you. We're excited. We want to have you. When I say we are trying to build this legacy for our students, is to have them get that history, connect with people. And so I have the direct line to put that together for our students. So definitely, Adam, thank you. And yes, you are welcome, and let's connect.
All right. So Felicia, Wendy is saying, how's the other best way to get her? I know I can get it together with Tremaine, and we'll figure out how we can get Wendy.
So we will. I'll connect with you, Nikki. I'll send you an email or text or something, and then we can kind of work it out how you want them to. What's the best way for them to pay, and how we can do the book exchange and all that good stuff. Do you have
Sounds
anything
good.
coming up, by the way, either one of you? Like any book signings, or will you be anywhere selling books? Any of that do you have coming up?
We were planning something. We don't have anything direct because we still been like touch and go with COVID and how to do these social, but we were trying to do something in November. So we don't have anything. I have another book coming out. And so when that happens, it'll be a book launch and a book signing. And we haven't done any, we did Loganberry. We had the author biopic that we were a part of this summer. So we did a signing there. So hopefully in November, other than that, it would just be direct through some virtual connection. And I think Randall's going to Laurel School to do an event. And so maybe November. Yeah, awesome.
Okay. Good
I
stuff.
love Loganberry. That's one of my favorite bookstores, man. Anybody can find me up on ladders in Loganberry,
They have
going
so many
through
books.
dusty books. I'm climbing up on shelves, coming up with books. But yeah, that's my spot. But man, thank you guys, and make sure it was a big rush around here about who won books, who's buying books, who won tickets. Make sure, see, that's what Felicia's here for, to keep up with all of that, because I don't remember
I got an idea. Look, I always got the hamster on the wheel trying to come up with some ideas for stuff. So I got something brewing. I'm gonna think I'll be in touch, but I'm thinking of an event maybe that we could put together and do like show maybe a film, maybe like maybe school days, or I don't know, Stumpy or something, some kind of film, and then we can have we can do the books, sell the books as well. So we
We'll hook
shall
something
see.
We
up.
appreciate
I like that.
your brain going, Felicia.
Mhm.
And that has been like as independently published, like you get the creative control, but you are in charge of the printing and the
Mhm.
this and the creative. So just for you to say that, we appreciate that. We are 100% in with your whatever your brainchild is. We are there.
I do work with the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival that Chill mentioned earlier. And so we're always doing events, and we have a Black Cinema Cafe where we show a Black film at least once a month at Umbar Cafe on Larchmere. So I'm thinking that may be something that we could collaborate on and do a film and sell some books and stuff. So yeah, that would be cool.
Excellent.
Love
And
that.
Umbar, that's one of our sorors owns that.
Mhm.
Melissa?
Umbar. Yes.
Yeah, very, very good friend of mine. Yep. Good stuff. Okay. So
Great
yeah, we're gonna
connection.
work it out. This was a good networking event, if nothing else.
Yes.
Right, and it's still going on. Adam is now in the chat saying maybe you could come to talk to our male and sister Mac scholars in Shaker. I don't even know who all. I mean, it's so much happening. I don't even know who that's to.
I actually wanted to suggest that, but I didn't know how that worked because Chill and I have both spoken to Adam's students. He has male students, and I was thinking like, should we? I was gonna say that, but I'm glad. So I'm glad that Adam
Okay.
actually brought it up. So,
And
yeah.
he does an excellent job at the Shaker School with the Mac scholars for the minority children, and he does it for the males, and there is a sister scholars program as well. But Felicia and I have been and spoken with the Mac scholars, and great kids, and Adam does a great job. So he's trying to bring you guys in to talk to his kids. So Tremaine is in there, he's in the loop. Wendy is confirming that Adam does do a great job with those messages. It's all love today on Chill Talk.
I love
It's
that.
a love to pass. Yes,
So-
we'd love to come. We would love to.
So
and
great
I mean
networking.
that. Let's make this connection.
Make it happen. Great networking. We got some books sold. We gave away some tickets. We got some speakers. We doing speaking. We're asking you guys to show up and speak. It went down today on Chill Talk. Good job, Felicia.
All right.
Right.
Thank you. Well, thank these ladies for coming, and the Lewis family for coming to share their stories. So yeah, this was a great show. I'm glad that everybody could join us tonight. Thank you for taking the time out to join us here on Chill Talk and share so many great stories. We had really good stories tonight. So family stories. The first guest, they were a family, and you are as well. So I love to see that. And yeah, keep doing y'all thing.
Okay. And as usual,
Always support y'all here at Chill Talk.
and I didn't get a chance to shout it out, but if you want to support Chill Talk, because we're still not back at the radio station yet because of COVID. So we don't run commercials as we would normally do. If anybody wants to support or donate to Chill Talk, you already see it in the chat. You can hit us up on Cash App, and that is $money, the number 2 chill. $money 2 chill if you just want to donate for the good of what we do here. As you see, it went down today. So we can keep all of these things going, and stay tuned for more free stuff, free movies, free hookups. Everybody knows
You want to give away any more tickets, or are you good till next week?
we can get one more. We still have, for the people that still hanging in there. Okay, but it can't go to Adam and it can't go to Wendy.
Who can tell us what HBCU stands for?
Okay.
Somebody actually asked me that today because I have on the shirt. Y'all can't see, but see, it says my HBCU was dope, but someone saw it. They were like, "What is HBCU?" And it was a Black person that asked me too. I
Okay,
was like,
what somebody
Didn't
answer that
know.
question.
Wow.
Somebody answer that question. What is
Oh, they
HBCU
were quick.
stand for? And you know what, Felicia? That is sometimes that question is not as easy as you think, because I know people to screw up the first word
Mhm.
a lot, and it's a difference between the word that they're trying to say and the word that it is. Well, okay. Didn't I say Wendy can't win? Wendy, okay.
Wendy said, I'm in this to win it.
Mhm.
Wendy
said I'm a
came
winner.
in with historically Black college and university. So Wendy has it right. Well, Wendy, you want 2 sets? You want 4 tickets?
It's a family. If she's taking the
Hey,
whole family,
hey, ain't nothing.
Taking the whole crew.
Long as you go have people up in the building, I will give you those, because you're quick on the response, Wendy. But you know what? Felicia, remember, I ain't gonna say who that was at the calling post. And this brother went to an HBCU,
Oh no.
and he was going to argue me down that it was historical.
No. And he
And-
attended.
Come on now.
Wow.
And he attended an HBCU, and we had an argument. He was like, "Chill, I went to one." I'm like, obviously they didn't teach you what the hell it means.
He missed some. He missed,
He missed
some.
the
I'm gonna
first
check
letter.
that on.
That's what happened.
I'm like, he said, because all HBCUs are historical. Oh, they may be. And all of them ain't all that historical, but they're historically Black. It's historically it was Black, but white people can go there, other people can go there, but it's historically Black college universities, not historical. Now, a lot of them are historical, but that's not what the age is for. Had to argue with somebody from an HBCU. But yeah, so Wendy, Felicia, make sure Wendy gets 4 tickets.
Okay,
Adam gets 2 tickets.
got it.
All right. I think we're good. We're done.
And then we got Rafiq and Serge.
And Rafiq and Serge, and they need to determine who they're giving their tickets to, who they are gifting in the land to go.
All
I'm
right.
gonna let you where Serge will tell me who he wants to give his tickets to.
Good
So
stuff. We got some tickets given away. We got some books sold. It's all in all a good night. So thanks
You guys are
everybody.
phenomenal. You guys are phenomenal. And we appreciate you, and you guys are phenomenal. Keep doing great work. And just know we do not take this lightly, and we're honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank everybody in the chat today who was just feeling generous and jumping in and participating. We love and appreciate our guests as well as our audience. Chill, take us up out of here.
we are up out of here. Stay tuned for all the other things that's coming up soon. We have big chill announcements coming up. We have lots of other giveaways. We probably have some movie giveaways coming up soon. I think I'm going to be pre-screening a movie, Swagger. I think that Kevin Durant is part of the production. But, I'll be letting you know more about that. And we have a mayor's race taking place. So voting is coming soon, and we'll keep
Make sure if y'all live in Cleveland, y'all are getting out the votes.
getting out the votes.
And for man who asked about the Black Cinema Cafe, the next one is on October 29th at doors open at 6, movie starts at 7 at Umbar Cafe.
See, now Serge jumped in there with his answer and he got historical.
After all of this, he still said historical.
Hey, the 2 tickets he won, we taking those
Taking them
away.
back. Taking his tickets back, sir.
See, that's where we see. I just got through saying, I knew that was a possibility. But we are out of here, guys. We're out of time. Like Felicia said, we appreciate the guests. We appreciate the audience. We love you. For everybody that's on here right now, throw up the deuces. We up out of here.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
We gone. Bye-bye. Great show, Felicia. Thank you.
Peace.